Have you ever been loyal to a friendship and the friendship wasn't loyal to you? Honestly, I was thinking about this morning while getting ready for church. And I don't know if it's just me, but the older I get, the more I pay attention to relationships. Not just romantic relationships, but friendships. When you're younger, friendships are easy. You talk every day, you hang out, you laugh, you go places together, and you assume that's what friendship is. But as you get older, life starts happening. People get married, they have children, they start businesses, people move away, they go through things. And that's when you really find out what a friendship is made of. Because friendship isn't tested when life is good. Friendship is tested when life gets hard. And that's something I've been thinking about a lot lately. Now, one of the biggest mistakes I used to make was assuming because I would do something for somebody, they would naturally do the same thing for me. Have any of you ever done that? And if so, leave a comment below. You show up, you answer the phone, you support them, you celebrate them, you check on them, you remember their birthday, you remember what they're going through, and then one day you're the one going through something, and suddenly the room gets very quiet. And it hurts. Not because you're expecting them, not because you're expecting perfection from people, but because you realize that the relationship wasn't as balanced as you thought it was. Now, don't get me wrong. Everybody has different capacities. Everybody has different ways of showing love. I understand that. And everybody has their own battles. But I also believe effort leaves clues. You know how people say love leaves clues? Well, friendship leaves clues too. People make time for what matters to them. They may not be able to show up exactly how you want them to, but they show up somehow. And when they don't, you just have to stop making excuses for it. That's a lesson I've been learning. Not because I'm angry, not because I'm bitter, but because I'm finally learning the difference between loving somebody and overextending myself for somebody. Those are not the same thing. For a long time, I thought they were. I thought being a good friend meant always understanding, always forgiving, always being available. Always giving people the benefit of the doubt. But at some point, you start realizing that constantly understanding everybody else can make you stop understanding yourself. You start ignoring your own feelings. You start minimizing your own hurt. You start telling yourself things aren't a big deal when deep down they really are. And I think that's where a lot of us get stuck. We don't want to seem difficult. We don't want to seem needy. We don't want to seem dramatic. So we stay quiet. But staying quiet doesn't make disappointment disappear. It just makes it live rent-free in your head. And that's not healthy either. The truth is, sometimes people disappoint you. Not because they're evil. Not because they're bad, not because they're bad people, but because they're human. And once you accept that, you stop expecting people to be who you would be. That's been one of the hardest lessons for me, because I'm loyal. If I love you, I love you. If I care about you, I care about you. If you're my friend, I'm riding with you to the end. That's just who I am. But everybody doesn't operate like that. And it's okay. The problem starts when you keep expecting them to. That's where the hurt comes from. Not necessarily what they did, but the expectation you had of what you thought they would do. And lately I've been asking myself a question. Can I love people exactly as they are without expecting them to become who I need them to be? That's a hard question. Because sometimes the answer is yes. And sometimes the answer is no. Sometimes loving people means accepting them. And sometimes loving yourself means creating distance. Both can be true at the same time. And I think that's where emotional maturity starts. When you stop trying to force relationships to be what they aren't. And instead, you start seeing them for what they are. Not what you hope they are or what you hope they used to be, but what they actually are today.